Well, today I am absolutely thrilled that this weekend we managed to get this couple on. I've known them for a couple of years, granted not well, but there was just something about their energy that really sums up what this whole weekend is about, which is about positivity, about coming together, unity and helping. So I'd like to welcome RC Bridgestock. Hey, welcome guys.
Yeah. Hi everybody, and we're so pleased to be able to help. I mean, it's great. And as you know, Lee, Carol and I are husband and wife. We're former police officers, which we can go into a little bit. And we're crime writers, and we're also consultants for TV. So we've got the energy, we've got to be positive. You know, we start life like everybody. You know, yeah. I started life, you know, I used to run at school. I used to do the half mile and mile at the run. I used to play rugby on a Saturday. I left school at 15. I became a butcher for 5 years. I worked in a dye works for 2. Then I spent 30 years in the police. A lot more running. Nowadays they've got interceptors. In those days you had to run. And as I've got older now, I think, you know, you slowed down. But I think my claim to fame for me running was, I think I came second in 1963 in the Inter-Schools Cross-Country Championships in Halifax, which was in the Halifax Carrier, which I was very proud of at that time.
We still got the picture, Lee. We've still got the picture.
Well, we met somebody years ago. They said, "Do you know I won you?"
Yeah.
You know, and I thought, well,
signing.
and that's great. And when I started with the police, I run cross country.
You soon give up.
But well, if you get older, you know. I mean, I'm talking what. That was when I was 11, so I'm talking 57 years later, and I'm still working, you know. So, but sport is part and parcel of the community, and everybody has different levels. And I just admire people that try, no matter how limited your ability is, to try, and that is great for us. And after 30 years in the police, seeing all sorts of things, finishing being in charge of Halifax CID and Huddersfield CID at the same time, dealing with a lot of murderers. What do you do? And somebody said we should write a book. Well, we never thought about writing a book, quite honestly. Never thought I could write a book. That's like asking somebody to, you know, to run a marathon and they've never run it before. And that's what it's been for us. It's been an uphill struggle, but over a decade now, 9 books on, 10, 11, 12 books on, really. Yeah. We just keep writing. We enjoy it. And we do a lot for charity.
Yeah, brilliant. So, Carol, so we'll see if we can get a word in.
Oh, well. Well, that's how it is.
That's how we write.
I've got to say, with Bob, once a cross-country runner, as I used to be at school, we always still have a little thing in our head that we're cross-country runners, but it's been a long time for me as well.
That's true. Well, I haven't got a claim to fame, I'm afraid, in sport. I was on the netball team, hated hockey because I hated being hit. So I was a total wimp. But luckily my dad was a sports fanatic, so we were talking about it. One of our earliest memories is both being sat on our dad's shoulders at the rugby match or a football match, and you know the hot meat pies that you used to have at break. Oh, you know, we were actually saying that as both one of our earliest memories. But my dad, he died sadly this year in January at 82, but he was a sports fanatic. And again, one of my earliest memories, I didn't go to town shopping with mum. I was sat with dad watching Grandstand.
Yeah.
So I had this inbuilt, if you like, I was going to like sport. And he wanted a boy, obviously. And luckily, my brother came along 4 years later. And he was the sportsman. He's always played rugby and football and cricket. And in 1972, when we came back up from living down south, we lived down there for a few years with Dad's job. And Dad actually joined Strawberry Bridge Cricket Club. Yeah. And he didn't play for long. he realised he wasn't quite still there. And so he went on the committee and he became treasurer for quite a few years. And my brother started on the under-14s because, of course, in them days, we only had one junior team, didn't we? We didn't have, now they actually have 5, would you believe? Yeah. And they have a girls' team, and they have women coaches and, all this. So it's brilliant. But he became treasurer. And my brother's actually now the chair. So, you know, from a cricket club point of view, we've got an extended family. There's 4 generations. We're still active down there. And it's a social thing, and they welcome social and player members, you know, so it's just brilliant.
And they've survived, haven't they?
Yeah, they've survived. In fact, my brother was only saying the other day, they've survived 2 of the biblical events. So they've survived fire, they've survived 2 floods, and they've come out stronger. They just don't want the pests.
Yeah, exactly. And no, I appreciate. I remember, you know, speaking with Simon, you know, and he's been a big supporter of this event as well. So I kind of doff my cap now. Now, your mum though didn't always, despite being helpful, I think she did something with your father when he first started. Maybe that might have contributed to him not playing that long.
Yeah, well, my mum, this is probably a top tip for any partners who doesn't like ironing whites, because my mum apparently ironed Dad's whites, so they had a lovely crease in them. It was like this match. She was so proud. And of course, when he put them on, horror! And he was taking the mickey out of course, so she never ever had to iron his whites again. And then he asked her to knit him a jumper, and so she knit him this big jumper with the arms down here, and you know, and again he never asked her to do that again. So you know, perhaps that's a top tip.
They probably kept her quiet for a while.
Oh yeah,
knitting.
I think it was a 2-way deal.
But again, you know, from the partner's side, Mum's always been included in doing the teas, and she'd bake the scone. She's a prize-winning scone maker down there. You know, so like I say, it's a complete family. It's not just about the sport, is it?
No.
It's like the culture of the community, isn't it? You know, whatever the sport is, it's part of that community. Whether you're Premiership or whether you're amateur small club, it's part and parcel. Everybody tries to get involved. Everybody wants to get involved. And we develop great players. There's no doubt about it. Great players, great runners, great sports people.
I think it's lovely as well how sports people support sports people. You know, and every sport sort of links in some way, because it's like the Rock Foundation. It's obviously a new foundation that we're actually patrons for.
I don't like heights.
With Sean Jarvis, he's also the other patron, and it's a sports and leisure recreation, and it includes all. So we try to engage, empower and inspire through sort of urban adventure, and that's a fantastic, you know, you can go climbing, bouldering, caving, you know, everything that Bob hates, absolutely, through creative experiences for all ages.
I don't like being underground, and I don't like being high up, you know, but I keep trying to get, I keep playing the pensioners card to get out of that one.
It does.
But like Carl says, it's all inclusive. For families, they have family days for all abilities. Nobody is excluded. There's no discrimination. And that's what I love about any sporting event as well. You know, we get the you know, the different groups, and you get the challenges, and it's like Halifax with the parish cup. We all cheer for our own team, but there's never any real animosity.
No.
And it's come on, you know, and I know it's come on leaps and bounds. I can remember the first pair of boots I put on, they were second-hand leather. They curled up at the toe, and the studs were those pieces of leather. You had no shin pads or anything in those days, so when you got flattened, you got flattened.
They were like anti-gravity boots. They were that heavy, especially when it rained as well.
Yeah, I can remember having to clean them every time I come off pitch, and then give them some dubbing on them and wax them. But like I said, we never had shin pads in those days, so when you did get flattened, you got flattened. A bit like the police service as well, that.
Yeah. Well, no, I'm glad you mentioned rocks. We were really fortunate to get out there and spend some time with you and as a family, actually. I would say we're not a rock climbing sporty, but seeing things like the panic rooms, and also actually the quite moving bit was, obviously this is the second time they've been flooded, and the community response of both Brighouse and also the members was just incredible. The way they could get back up and running. I think what Katie Kinsella's doing with the trust, and what Ewan's actually doing there is
brilliant,
just incredible.
And they're just lovely people as well. You know, you want to try and do everything you can.
When they asked us, we didn't hesitate. You know, it was a case of, like you've just said, great, all inclusive. What they've done is fantastic, and that's great. And in these times, it's like what you're doing now. It's about keeping the smaller clubs going. because you don't want to lose any of these.
And all pulling together, you know, it makes you feel like a team. You know, we're doing this. We feel like part of it. We feel like we're a team. And I think that's just
this virus will go, and everybody will be out there,
and it'll make us stronger.
And hopefully they keep in training and keeping fit. Some of these younger people.
Well, hopefully all our favourite teams are, and all the other teams that we're not so worried about. Hopefully they're taking it easy and Netflix.
Couch potatoes.
So just as we wrap up, because again, unfortunately, it's a bit of a breakneck pace this week, and I could spend absolutely hours talking to you both. So it's funny, you know, when I think of writing, it's one of those things that is always listed as something that everybody seems to be on their bucket list. Write a book. You know, I want to write a book. I've got a book in me. What advice would you give to, I was going to say youngsters, but actually even adults, because it's typically on their list. What advice would you give them to get started on that journey?
Do you know what? When we there's a book in everybody. Believe me, Lee, there is a book in everybody. And I think losing my dad has even made me more sure that we should all write down our past. We should opt for future generations. I mean, we've just found that Ernie Watson, the famous lead player for the Northern Orchestra, dance orchestra, was my dad's cousin. And he always knew he had a cousin in music. My dad watched him on like the Val Doonigan show. He went to see the Good Old Days. He was playing and my dad didn't know.
But
how sad is that? You know, but how lovely is it that we've now been able to connect? So everybody's got a story, and please write it down. If that's all you do, is write it down for future generations. But we have got 10 top tips.
Ooh.
Would that be good?
Yeah, absolutely. Let's go for it.
Right. So the first one for me is write the story you want to read. Write about something you're passionate about, because your research will be easy.
Get into a routine. It's very easy, especially when the sun's shining, to do something other than write. And people think you can sit down and think, write 2 chapters, 3 chapters, just do it. You can't. It might take you all day, and you might write 1,000 words. You might write, but do it. So
be consistent. Discipline's the key. Take advice. Be teachable, because it's quite hard for us to, suck up that we're rubbish. Be patient. It takes time to develop your craft.
And I think the other thing for us is believe in what yourself. When we started off, we've wrote a Dylan series. People that know us know about that. We're consultants. We were consultants with Happy Valley, with Sally Wainwright. We did some Scott and Bailey. We're doing some more TV dramas. But we're learning all the time. Even now, 10 years on, we still learn, which is great.
Social media is really good. As you know, media, fantastic. Yeah. Get your media on board. Whatever you do, guys, get the media on board. Establish a relationship with potential readers. So use social media. It's a great tool, and we're all on it.
Yeah.
Write what you love, and it'll probably come out to people, not what you think you should write. People try to think, I'm going to write the bestseller. This is the best story ever.
Yeah.
When it goes to your agent and your publishers, and ours are in London, you soon realise that perhaps it's not as good as you thought it was.
So become a ferocious self-editor. Be cruel, and but most of all, believe in yourself.
And don't worry about rewrite. No. It's about anything you do in life. It's like sport. You have to train. You have to keep going. You have to revisit your weaknesses and build that strength.
So I'll leave you with this last one. No great art was ever created without a great heart. And I think that applies to us all.
Well said, Carol.
Oh, love it. You must be writers or something.
Well, we're learning. I'll finish with this one. Somebody once said to us, you started off as writers, but now you're international authors and you're best-selling authors. So that was a credit to us. It might have taken us, over 10 years, but that's a short time for authors to actually get noticed. So we're pleased we found another profession after 30 years in the police dealing with murders, etc.
Bob and Carol Bridgestock, thank you so much for your time. Thanks for getting involved and getting behind it. There's lots of things you've done that people won't see.
Well done.
We want everybody to get involved in this and get behind it and keep our clubs open.
Brilliant. Wonderful. Well, thanks, guys. Have an amazing rest of the weekend. And thank you. We'll make sure that in the comments below the video, we've got websites that you can go and check Bob and Carol out. So thanks again, everybody. And we'll hand you on to the next show.
Good luck.
Thank you.